Okay. To focusing now. It's Jabria. It's the Bright Queen, and it's super early here. But I'm awake because I was having like a rush of anxiety, and my throat started hurting. And my throat has been hurting for a while now, but like it's been getting better. But for some reason, like it's hurting worse than it did yesterday. Um, and I woke up pretty early, like at 5:50 a.m. and I had messages from a friend of mine, and he had sent me 3 pages from this book by this guy named Tom, and there were 2 parts that stuck out to me. One was that he'd always been connected to his guides. Like he'd always felt like it's like an autobiography. He'd always felt like he had like helpers helping him. And I was like, I don't know if I think that, but look at Kitty, he's so cute. Yeah. He's after the birds. But yes, my love. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I like thought of it like that when I was a kid. I don't know if I like recognized that I had like beings around me when I was younger. But then like when I look back, I remember like this. Because I grew up religious, I went to church a lot when I was like younger, like not like a lot, like I know some people do, but we went like pretty much every Sunday. Unless I was like at a cousin's house, like, you know. And I was like in ballet at the church for praise dance, and we used to go to vacation Bible school. Like it wasn't like a forced thing, but it was definitely there. And sorry, like my throat is hurting me, but I'm gonna speak. I remember like little things. I remember I was at my grandma's house, my dad's mother, who keeps coming up a lot actually. And I was laying on her couch, and I remember like laying my head back on like the armrest, and I remember like seeing Jesus, and I remember telling her that like it was like more like a light, but I saw it like a light being, and she didn't believe me, and I was like surprised because I'm like, aren't you supposed to be religious? Like, aren't you supposed to believe in God, but you don't believe me in this? And I remember like this one time, like school got out like early for some reason. I think it was a storm or something, or I don't know. And my mother had like changed her phone number, so they couldn't get in contact with her. And so she came and picked me up like 3 hours late. And she was telling me this story the other day, like how that was a big lesson for her as a mom, to always be on top of everything. And she said, she was like, Jabria was just like she always is now. She was like, she wasn't crying or nothing. She said, hey, Ma, and got in the car. And I remember like that day, I remember being there, and I just was like, it's gonna be okay. Like, I'm gonna get new parents and I'm gonna be fine. But I feel like looking back, like these moments where I was kind of like really calm, it was because like I was hearing like support. I remember like little things. Like I remember, there's a lot of memories coming back now, but I'm trying to figure out which one. I remember one time I was coming out of a gas station. I got some candy or something, a gas station store, and like I almost died. There was this car that was like speeding by, like right past the door. And I remember like I didn't stop myself from walking, but it's like somebody did. Like somebody put their hand out and like stopped me from going in the road, like, or not the road, but the little section between the door and the gas pumps. I remember when I was on the way to the dentist and we got pulled over by a police officer, and I remember like he let us go, and my mama was like surprised. I remember telling her like I knew he was gonna let us go. Like, he thinks you're pretty. Like, I knew it. And I remember like I smiled to like show him my bad teeth so he would believe us. And I remember I just knew. I remember telling her that. And I remember, hold on, let me go close my door. This is like I guess a bigger one, but I remember one day we were like in the projects visiting someone, and I saw like a bullet shell on the ground. And I remember thinking like, oh shit. And after that, I was like just telling my mother over and over, I was like, something's gonna happen, something's bad to happen. And I was like freaking out. And then we got into a car accident. And I remember I told my friend this, and he was like, what if you caused the accident? Because you were freaking out, your mom wasn't able to pay attention. And that's what caused the accident. He's probably right. But yeah, that was stuff when it happened when I was really young. And I'm sure I'm like forgetting a lot of little things. So that was one of the things that stuck out from the messages that got sent from this book. And the second thing that stuck out was the guy, Tom. He was talking to his guides, and they were telling him like, you're gonna like marry someone that'll be 2 when you're 14, that 12-year age gap, which anybody who's like familiar with, you know, what they say about twin flames, like, that's not very surprising. But he was like, that's not fair, like that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I marry somebody that's like way younger than me? And they were like, just do it, like it's for the best of everybody and it's all gonna work out. And he says in the book, everything, I did it, I listened to them, and everything did work out. And I feel like these are the 2 messages. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but it's gonna work out. Because, like I said, I was sitting here stressed, so I was like, let me pull some cards. And I pulled out a little spread, and like the spread, I guess, like makes sense. The like action I was guided to take was like 8 of Pentacles and something else I forget. But I knew it was like I need to like do something. And whenever I'm like distressed or anxious, like one of the main ways of me transmuting energy is with my voice. And my voice has been out of commission. My throat has been hurting, closing up, which I know is intentional, but I'm just like, how the fuck am I supposed to how am I supposed to heal? I like doing these readings and stuff help me to release this energy. Like singing helps, talking to myself helps, writing a poem and reading it out, speaking it helps me to heal. So anyways, the bottom of the deck was the 2 of Cups. And the first card I saw like accidentally while shuffling was the 10 of Cups. And I put it back in there because I wasn't done. And then like it kept like peeking out from the bottom. So it's like, it's gonna be okay. Like, I don't know how, but it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna pull some cards from this deck that I showed at the very beginning. And the reason I showed that is because whenever I do vertical videos, even if I put a thumbnail on there, they still like show an image from the video, and I'm like, no. What's the point of me choosing a thumbnail if you're just gonna put whatever the fuck you want? And I feel like that's also relevant. Like, maybe you've been saying that, like, what's the point of me trying or listening to you when I listen to you, like, you still don't like show me like the things that I wanted to happen or that you said would happen don't. And I feel that. And that was also something that was mentioned in these little pages in the book. Tom Campbell is his name, pretty sure. But it was like, he said everything they said would happen did happen. And if they did it, like either the intention or something changed, or they're still in the queue to happen. So it's like something that you've been told was gonna happen, and if you like listen to their advice and it hasn't happened yet, they're saying it's going to happen. Yeah, like for me, I was guided to leave my job and and to rest and basically like not do anything like forced, you know, like do everything like divinely inspired. And I'm like, I've been doing that, and like I'm not seeing the results that were promised to me. Like, it's been over a month now, and like I'm not seeing not even like a little sprinkle of the magnitude of what I've been shown. And I've talked about this before, how when you're a clairvoyant and like I don't know what it is, but when you're like psychic, like I see these like glimpses of the future, like I see these things very clearly, and like it's hard to like be patient because you're like, why, what the fuck was I saw this, like where is it matching? And it actually reminds me of something that happened yesterday. I was in the shower, and my aunt, who died during like the COVID time, came to me, and she was telling me like stuff, and I was like, okay. And I went and told my mama because she wanted me to tell my mother about things. I don't know why I didn't ask her for anything for me, but she told me like 2 things to tell my mother, and then there was other stuff, but I was like, okay, like it didn't make sense to me, so I didn't tell my mother. Like I didn't pass along the information because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And then later, her favorite colors are like blue and orange, and those are the colors we wore for her funeral. And so I know that well because I went to her funeral, and it's the Auburn colors. I'm from Alabama, so there's a team there called Auburn. It was pretty like popular and known there. And so I was like, that's one of the messages she gave me, like those colors, like when you see them, like I'm there or something. And I went to college here in Texas, and the moment I realized what she was talking about was my mother was like calling me, like she was like, Jabria, like come look at this, and I'm like, I was doing something, and so I was like, this can wait, it's just a basketball game. But my mama was excited, so I looked, and it was my team from my college in Auburn playing, and I didn't notice that at first until like after the game went off, and they were like showing like the players shaking hands and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, like that's Auburn, like that's what she was talking about. And what was special about the game is that my team won by 1 point, and that's what my mother was like excited about, because she was like, they weren't gonna make it. Like they weren't, it looked like they weren't gonna make it. It looked like they were like out for the count, but they somehow like pulled through to win by 1 point. And I was thinking about the coach and like what his perspective would be. And I feel like he'd say something like, it's always great when you win by like 12 points or even like, 20 or 5 points. It looks better, but in the books, they're gonna put either a W or L, and the W is what's gonna count, even if it was just by 1 point. Like, it's almost like a pass-failed sort of thing. Like, it doesn't matter like how many points, it matters that you won. And I feel like with this containing multitudes card, oh look at it, it's the blue and the orange. I feel like that's the message. Like, Spirit is saying like, or Spirit, your guides, yourself, your highest self, it's like you want to win in this very specific kind of way. Like, you want me, I'm talking to myself, like Debris, you want it to be like this very specific way where like you're just, boom, 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 and like all these things are just happening in this very beautiful way, and it's very obvious that you're like going in this very specific direction. And this is pertaining to like the things I've seen to come to pass. And it's like, just because it's not happening in the way that you think it's supposed to happen, doesn't mean it's not happening. Like, doesn't mean like the W won't come in. Like, a win's gonna be a win. Just like how my aunt showed me those colors in that team, and it did not make sense to me. Like, if anything, I thought like maybe I see somebody wearing those colors, or I don't know, we somehow go to the game where they're playing, or I don't know, like somebody would be going to that college in my family, like these things. And then like, no, it's a basketball game that's on the TV, like, but it still happened. It still came to pass, just not in the way that I thought. And right now I'm seeing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the one with Johnny Depp, because that's my age. Yeah. This card, Tipping Point. I'm gonna show this again. Those pink flowers, and how he wanted to win. Like he felt like he was destined to win, like a golden ticket. And I think the first time like he got a coin, it didn't happen, and he was very poor, so the chances of him like getting a coin to go buy a chocolate bar were like slim to none. But he got one, and he went and bought it, and he didn't get it, he didn't get the ticket. And so it's like, if he thought like if he were going to get that ticket, it would have been like after that miracle moment, like something happened where he ended up with the material to purchase it, and it didn't happen. And I feel like that's you, like something rare happened and you thought it was gonna be like how something that you've seen with your clairvoyance or your psychic gifts for the future, I forget what it's called, like premonitions, I don't know, but like it didn't happen. And I'm hearing this is probably to do with like a person, or it could be like a job. Like you thought this person or this job would be how you got to a certain relationship, or you got to a certain like material abundance or access to something, and it didn't happen. And then in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like his great granddad or one of his granddads like had been keeping this one coin for I don't know how many years, but he just had it, and he was like, try one more time, like try again. And so like another miracle happened that he did not see coming, and he got that coin, and when he went and bought that chocolate bar, that was the one. So it's like, again, this message of like there's multitudes, there's like multiple possibilities for how this can happen. Like it's not just like one way, my way or the highway is how I'm hearing it. And like a tipping point is anything. I'm hearing like the way you think about stuff is like very limited, but they're saying like how they see everything, your guides, your highest self, it's like anything could do it. Like if you think about like a scale, like, or the tipping point of something falling in like into place, like you see like, oh, it has to be like an elephant, something needs to be a huge elephant in order to tip it over the edge. But how they see it is like it could literally be like a dandelion seed, like a single dandelion seed that just drifts right into place, could be the one to tip everything over. There's a bird in front of me right as I say that, like, and this bird is very tiny, probably like this big, and it's like something small can tip everything into place, and it can flow so beautifully. And I'm hearing you gotta stop these thoughts. You've gotta stop these thoughts, because you're so powerful. And you can, like, I don't want to say this way because I feel like it can scare people into like thinking like this isn't gonna happen, but this is what I'm hearing, like it can like block this from happening. I'm seeing, or just slow it down, because it's gonna happen. Like what's meant to happen will happen. But I'm seeing that episode of SpongeBob where he takes Pearl to the dance, and he's like, if I'm going to the dance with Pearl, who's literally a whale, I need to have tall legs. And again, like it's this idea of, from you, from myself, that the 10 of Cups has to mean like something big happens. 2 of Cups means like something big has to happen. It doesn't. It can be the smallest thing. And so anyways, SpongeBob goes to the dance with Pearl with those fake long legs on, and he just ruins it. Everything is a disaster because he can't control the legs, and he's embarrassed himself, and he's just so out of pocket, you know. And then at the end, you see like after like everything, the fiasco has occurred, the real SpongeBob comes from like behind something, like a rock or something, and like picks up this fake version of himself and just like walks away. And it's like, what I'm taking from that now is like, you thought it was the end because you messed something up, or you feel like you tried too hard and you failed, or like something got out of your reach. And I'm hearing like with this metaphor of him like picking himself up and just moving on, it's like the only thing that's like holding you, like making that true, is that everything is ruined, is you. Like you think that like ruined everything, but it doesn't have to. Like you can choose to move on from that. You can choose to allow something else to be. I'm seeing at the bottom of this deck is these orbs. And I remember when I first got this deck, I was like shook. It's crazy because this deck is like about fairies, and I have like a connection with fairies, but it's like the ones that I like see be in this deck, like that I see with my third eye, like my clair, like my true sight, like my spiritual eyes, they be in this deck. And I remember when I first got this, I used to see these orbs, and I remember like there was this lady on YouTube, and she got a video of them at a place that looked a lot like this, like it was like a pond area. And I remember I could not find this lady for the life of me. Like I could not find her. I had unsubscribed from her channel and I couldn't find her. I tried so hard to find her channel, could not find her online. And then yesterday, when I was looking for something else, she popped up. After this is like, I got this dick in 2024, like early 2024, so it's almost been like 2 years. And I was like, holy shit, like this is the lady. And this is what I'm saying, like, you think it has to be through this very specific way of like your way of getting things done, your way of seeing things come into fruition. But it's like, there's other ways, and these other ways are way more gentle and soft. And I'm hearing they want you to be very gentle and soft with yourself, very forgiving of yourself is what I'm hearing. Like, especially if you're concerned about like making mistakes, like if you're like, if I do this, will it be the wrong way? Like, it's not about if a way is wrong or not. It's more to do with like divine alignment, divine timing. And it's like, I'm hearing the more you align yourself with like the frequency of like trust, faith, and surrender, the more like movable you are, like the more flexible you are, the more they can like put you in line, like right at the right time. But if you're in this energy of I'm gonna do it, like I'm gonna do it in this very specific way, it's hard to put you in line because you're strong, you're powerful. I'm seeing like me in elementary school in Alabama, and how like we always had to stand in lines. It was very military. We had to wear like these very like strict uniform, like dress code, and you had to be in line. You had to have your hands behind your back, like very militant. And I remember like they'd line us up for different things, like going to PE or going on field trips, and depending on like who was standing next to who, they'd just come and get a kid and they'd move them ahead in the line, or they'd move them to the back of the line. And it's like, in that position, like as a child, like you're at the mercy of like the adults who are in charge. Like you don't get to like move or rush the line or make the line move or get yourself to the front. It's all based on like them. And I'm hearing like, as you've grown up into adulthood, especially if you had like a controlled childhood like that, your independence now means like everything to you. Like your independence now is like everything. And so you cling to like your independence and your free will. You cling to it. Like, I want to be in charge, because when I was younger, I was controlled and I was at the mercy of others, and I didn't have autonomy. That's a lot how my childhood was. It was a lot based on adult whims. Like, I remember we'd have like family dinner, barbecues, and they'd hand out hug-a-mugs. And whatever color you got was whatever color you got. Like, they'd say, you better trade amongst your cousins, because I'm not gonna be digging in this box to get you blue and they want blue. Whatever random hug-a-mug they got out the juice box, that's the one you got. And so it's like very much at the mercy of others. And so as an adult, I've been like very like happy to gain, like, I like this, I want this specific deck, I get this specific deck because I want it, like very much in control. But they're saying like, for one, this is helping to heal that wound, to heal that core belief, you know, or that trauma of that time. You need to return. And this, I've been getting this message again and again about, we're going to the past. You need to return to that childlike state where you were vulnerable, but you were also flexible. And you need to relax and like be moved. The song Movement by Hosier, and Move Me by Half Alive have been like very much in my ear. So look into those songs. But one of them was like, I want you to move me. The other one's like, move me, baby, like move me, move me. And I feel like this is something, maybe you can say this to your higher self, your God self, your guides, like tell them, move me to where I need to be. Show me what I need to see. Like make my eyes see what I'm missing. So I'm gonna get one more card, because obviously like I'm struggling, and maybe this is why my throat is hurting, because yesterday I was speaking more than I have in a while. So maybe my throat was like, you pushed it too far, we're not done with you yet. Okay, so oh, what are they not seeing? State of play. I'm gonna read this from the deck, but or maybe I don't need to, because what I'm getting is like, what you're not seeing is that the stage you're in right now, I'm hearing, I don't care how serious it looks, I'm hearing, I don't care if you're literally at a hospital right now, I don't care, is what I'm hearing. You are in a stage of play. They want you to find something, anything, and be playful with it. Like, have fun, play. And I'm hearing like, I don't care how like insignificant or irrelevant it looks to play right now, but I'm hearing like, trust me, it's what's needed. I remember my uncle was on life support, and we were all at the hospital, and we all had our masks, and I was young, and I hadn't been to hospitals a lot, especially not like in the ICU area. And I remember we were in like the waiting room, but we still had to wear masks. And I remember I took off my mask to sneeze, and my older cousin was like, Bria, like that's what they call her. She was like, Bria, you supposed to like sneeze like with the mask on. And I was like, no, I don't want that. I don't want my sneeze to be on my face. And she was like, no, like that's the point, like to protect the outside from your germ. And I like that little moment was like, it was funny to them. Like my family was laughing because it was funny, because I didn't understand like the concept of like germs or anything. That was a moment of play in this time of intense seriousness. And then I'm seeing with this bird, like those movies where people get shrunk in size, it's always like after they were doing some very serious stuff. Like, what the fuck is that movie called? I don't even know. It's the one with Beyonce in it. I'm even hearing that movie Over the Hedge. But there's this movie where like this girl like gets shrunk, and like she goes off to live in the woods with these woodland little tiny people. And I'm seeing like Tinkerbell, like very small like people. And like to them, birds are like very important. Like birds are like, or any winged creature is like very important. Like they can be like warriors to help them fight in their battles. They can help them deliver packages. Like whoever gets to be on the birds is like high ranking. But like to us, we see a small bird, like I just saw a small bird, look very similar to this actually. It's like insignificant. It's like, oh, it's just a small little bird. Like you can like the bird or whatever, but like we don't like take it seriously. Do you see what I'm meaning? Like it's something can appear one way and be another, which means it can be both. And I feel like that's also something like from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like that was a huge message from that movie. And I remember like his grandparents too. Like Charlie was so serious, I feel like at some points, and even his parents, I don't know, like there was this energy of like he wanted to like save his family from their poverty, and like his family was very like relaxed, like they weren't like, I hate this life, you know, like they weren't serious. They were just very accepting and comfortable and happy with what they had. And that eventually led to them being like these billionaires. Like they were okay in the end and they were okay at the beginning. And that's what I feel is important. So whatever you feel called to do, relax, because I'm hearing like this energy is bad company. Like you're literally creating like your own, because this was upside down, like you're throwing off, you're creating your own disharmony. This looks like the Powerpuff Girls to me. Like the green one, was her name Buttercup? She was like the meanest one, I'm pretty sure, like the feistiest one. But I'm hearing like you're creating like your own battles. Like there doesn't need to be any battles at this time. Yeah, I'm hearing this is inclusive of people in like serious situations. Like this is from your guides, not me, don't shoot the messenger. But they're just like, there's really like nothing pressing in this moment. You're like making it be a pressing moment. Step back and play. Do something unserious. Take a silly selfie. Draw a cartoon. Watch a cartoon. Like go on a walk for the sake of like finding rocks and not to exercise. Like do something without the intent of like a specific outcome. Just do something for the hell of it. For the heaven of it. Like throughout this time where I've been asked to do this, and I've been forced to do this, I keep seeing SpongeBob is important. Okay? 3 of Cups, 6 of Swords in reverse. I keep seeing that episode of SpongeBob where like it's the magic conch. And I feel like people, if you know the episode, like people forget about the beginning. And the beginning is like SpongeBob and Patrick are laughing in this treehouse. And Squidward's like, what the fuck? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, why are y'all so happy? And they're like, Squidward, like we're in a secret clubhouse or whatever. And Squidward's like, I can join the clubhouse if I want to. Like, I can be like you. And they're like, no, like you can't join us. And Squidward's like so serious about it. He's so stubborn about it. He forces himself into this clubhouse. See, this is what I'm saying. Like you're trying to force your way into somewhere. And when he gets in there, he's like, Squidward, the reason that we said you can't join us is because we're stuck. And you wouldn't have known it because they're in there so happy listening to that conch. And so Squidward, again, he's defiant. Instead of listening to like them and like being calm, he's like, I'm gonna force my way out of this situation. And that energy that he exerts, that's what shoots them off into the middle of nowhere. That's how they get where they are stranded. And then that's when it happens where they pull the string of the magic conch and then they're like, Magic Conch, what should we do? And Magic Conch is like, nothing. And they literally just sit there and they do nothing. And Squidward's like, you fucking imbeciles, like you're so dumb. Like we need to be getting food, we need to be getting fire, like we need to be setting up camp and trying to get contact with the outside world. And they're like, Squidward, the Magic Conch said do nothing, we're gonna sit here and do nothing. And you know the story, like as they do that, everything they need just falls from the sky. And I feel like that's the dandelion seed. I feel like that's the something that you're just like, this doesn't make sense how this could happen, but it will. But the point of this, I'm hearing, like I said earlier about me being in elementary school and them moving me to in the line, and how Charlie like had to find that sense of like play and wonder in him again in order to access like heaven's gates. Like, that's the point. Play here, relax here, find joy here. If you can find joy here, you can find joy anywhere. Get into a place where like it doesn't matter where you are. It matters who you are. And this is also something I keep hearing, is who you are is what you do. There's this poem from this show called Sense8, and I've been thinking a lot, like, I don't know who I am, I don't know what I'm doing. And there's this poem, and it's like somebody asks them, like, who are you? And they're like, who am I? Do you mean what I do? Do you mean what I don't do? Do you mean where I go? Like, what do you mean by that question? And I was guided to watch Batman Begins. And Bruce Wayne tells Rachel, like his love interest, because she sees him acting like a fool. And he's like, this isn't who I am. Like, deep inside, I'm still the same from when I was younger. And she tells him, who you are underneath isn't who you are. Who you are is what you do. I'm hearing like this is how it connects to like being. Being is doing. Being is an action. Being is a truth. And it's strong enough to prevail. You have to let it. You must let it. Okay? This is a lot. If you'd like to support me, you can do so by subscribing, leaving a comment, sharing, liking, thumbs up, donating if you feel called to do so, booking like a personal session with me. But I'm hearing like most importantly, like do for me by doing for yourself. I'm so thankful for everybody who's been supporting me. Like, I see you, those same like 5 or 6 people that be watching my videos. Like, thank you so much for showing up for yourself. Thank you.